Hi, everyone. This is Tim McGuinness on behalf of Silver Event Professionals, and I'd like to welcome you to our series of interviews with leaders in the event industry. These sessions are meant to be fun, informal, and brief. So let's kind of get right to it. I'm happy to welcome today Mr. David Audrain. David is the CEO and partner of Exposition Development Company, and many of you know David through his years and work with CISO. David, welcome and good to see you.
Hey, Tim, thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Hey, David, listen, for those listening in on this who may not know, your company, which is Exposition Development Corporation, give us kind of the elevator pitch on that, or who the
Uh,
organization is.
Very simply, Stephanie and I, my partner Stephanie Everett and I, started ExpoDevCo after we finished our terms managing Messe Frankfurt's North American business. So we started it in January of 2012. We have had various partners over the years. We spent 10 years with Exposition as a partner, building digital forensics conferences. We partnered initially with Clarion on a few things, and now we have Montgomery as a partner in one of our events. We do our independent hotel show in Miami. We also have three other shows, one in the restaurant and bar industry, another one in the furniture manufacturing industry, and a fourth one in the apparel manufacturing and some products industry down in Mexico. We're a small boutique trade show organizer. We've done a lot of different shows, a lot of different conferences. We've done some show management gigs in the past, like obviously the association management and event management with CISO for 7 years. But right now we're focused on the four shows we own.
Great. Thanks for that overview. And listen, I during these discussions that I have with people, I like to have a little bit of fun with the people that I'm talking with. So I have a set of questions that I want to ask David Audrain. So no gotcha questions here, David. But I want to get to know the personal David Audrain. David, you ready for this?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, David, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, goodness. I'm probably a Braveheart gladiator kind of guy.
Okay, all right. What's the scariest animal?
I really dislike cockroaches.
Me too. So just so you know, I'm with you on that one. So amongst many other animals out there too. So
Stephanie and I have a deal. She hates spiders, I hate cockroaches. So I deal with the spiders, she deals with the cockroaches. We're good to go.
okay, all right. Best piece of advice anybody ever gave you?
Hmm. That actually goes back. I've probably got a couple. When I was a teenager, my father had some friends that one of which was a very, very successful guy in Europe, in Jersey, where I grew up, and he gave me a very good piece of advice that I've probably kept in the back of my head since I was a kid, and that is the great favor bank in the sky. Yeah, he told me that at the end of the day, you can't go in the red in the favor bank. You need to always be making deposits in that so that when you need one, they're there to pull up. But there's no overdrafts in the favor bank. So, keep doing people favors just because you can. And when you need one, hopefully they'll be there to pay back.
Great piece of
That's probably
advice,
the
right?
best piece of advice I
Yeah,
have.
absolutely. Yeah. Hey, listen, favorite meal of the day?
Well, my favorite food at any time of the day is ice cream, but that's my one major weakness.
Okay. Any
The
specific flavor there?
I'm a Haagen-Dazs guy. White
Okay.
chocolate, raspberry is my great weakness. Other than that, growing up in England, of course, bacon sandwiches are key. There's nothing better than a good bacon sandwich for lunch.
Okay. All right. Hey, David, any pet peeves that you have?
Ooh, pet peeves. Probably lots of them, to be honest with you. I'm a little OCD, a little more than a little OCD.
All right.
So that does I do tend to focus on some of the nittier stuff. that comes out. I like things to be lined up and straight, and which is good for the trade show business. We all like to put things in boxes, so
Yeah.
that works
Yeah.
pretty well. I have, my OCD uh, goes to the point that we've got a library probably with definitely with more than 1,000 books, and they're alphabetized by author, and my closet is organized by color and type and completely laid out. So,
Boy, that is
uh,
extreme. Let me
yeah,
tell you.
so it definitely the trade show business works for me.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, I know you're a world traveler, right? And you enjoy traveling.
I
What's your
do.
favorite vacation spot?
Well, different places. Stephanie and I love to go to beaches. We've probably been to Turks and Caicos a dozen times. We've
Okay.
been all throughout the Caribbean. We got married in Bora Bora.
Nice.
We do love beaches for relaxing vacations, nice ones. But in terms of my favorite places, Paris is still my favorite city in the world. London's
Yep.
probably number two. I've been to Paris more times than I can count, dozens and dozens of times, and still love it. Still go back every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen. Okay. Last one. Favorite moment in your career?
Ooh, favorite moment. Um, Also been a few. I was certainly very humbled by the CISO Krakoff Award
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
That was something. I've been doing this for 33 years. I actually knew Bob Krakoff, like
Yeah.
many, and
Yeah.
right, hired me once. So that was really meaningful. Starting our business,
Yeah.
being having gone through an awful lot of different places over the decades. Starting ExpoDevCo and it's still going 13 years later is pretty important to us.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, well deserved on the Krakoff Award too. So
Mm,
congratulations on that. So, hey, David, listen, I want to spend the next couple of minutes talking about, your career, right?
mm,
You're obviously an entrepreneur and
mm,
have that entrepreneurial spirit. I think ever since you got in the business, but really, and it's interesting reading a little bit on your bio. You were born here in the States,
mhm.
but spent a majority of your, I want to say, your youth in
Formative
the
years.
formative years. There you go, in
Mhm.
the Channel Islands, right? So, where were you
Yes.
born in the States?
Actually born in Manhattan, American mother, English father, and
Okay.
they met on a blind date in New York. Got married 6 months later. I was a honeymoon baby, they tell me, um, and but when I was four, decided to move. My father grew up in Jersey in the Channel Islands, and they decided to move back there for who knows what reasons. And so I spent 21 years growing up in Jersey before deciding to move to the States.
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. So subsequently, you were not. You were real. Yeah. You were a tech guy first, right? Before you
Mhm.
got into the trade show business. So,
Yeah.
and then you started your own software company, correct?
Hmm. I did.
Had had
So
your
I was an entrepreneur early on. I actually left school a week after my 17th birthday. Started working actually back in a long early 80s, and started working for a tech company for a short period of time in the financial software industry, and then started my own consulting business when I was 19, implementing computer software business. And then I bought into with a partner, bought into a struggling software business in Europe in the financial software business when I was 20, and built that for a few years before selling it, and decided to move to the States.
and so you came to the States, still in the computer software business, I assume.
In theory, that was the plan.
Okay.
It didn't work out. I came to the States with to start with a new software business partner or to represent them in the US, and within 3 months they ran out of money. So the business
I know.
that plan
I've experienced that before too.
yeah, that plan went to hell.
Yeah. So how did you get? So really, your first experience in the event business was with the Texas Restaurant Association, right?
It was. This is go say 89. Those who remember, so 89, I moved to the States and tried the software business. They ran out of money. Um, I didn't know anybody. I'd grown up in a very small island where you knew everybody, and I knew
Yep.
nobody.
Right.
And also I had no university degree, so
Okay.
most Americans thought I could barely read and write. They assumed. So I had to try something new, and I actually I became a licensed stockbroker for a year.
Okay.
In 89, if anybody remembers that far back, that was a really
Yeah.
bad time to be a stockbroker.
Yeah. Certainly.
So that was a very interesting experience for me. I learned rejection really well, and to be able to pick up the phone 100 times an hour, and so anytime a sales guy complains about the work they're doing, I remind them of what they could be doing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and then I got a job with the Texas Restaurant Association, actually in membership to start with, and I
Okay.
ran and I set every membership record they ever had at the time. And when the guy who was running their trade show left suddenly, I sold the CEO and let me have a shot at running it. So I got to run a trade show. It was back in the
You're a
days
good
of trade
salesman.
show. I was, and I got to run a trade show 200 show right off the bat with no experience. So it was, and as they say, nobody died, and so they let me keep doing it.
So when you moved from the Channel Islands to the States, where in the States did you move to? Texas, I assume, with
Houston, yeah,
Houston.
yeah.
Got it.
The only it was one of the I knew I had some family in New York. I had some family in Atlanta, and
Okay.
soon to be family. My soon to be wife at the time had a brother in Houston, so went to visit Houston at Christmas of '88, and everybody was walking around in shorts at Christmas, and I thought this was a good idea. So we moved to Houston, and I
Yeah.
started there, and then I ended up with 4 years in Houston, 4 years in Austin, 4 years in Dallas.
So
Um,
you caught the bug at the Texas Restaurant Association.
yep.
You went to then to Miller Freeman,
I
Hanley Wood,
was I
right?
was very lucky. I spent 5 years running the show in Texas, and I doubled in size, had great growth, great, a lot of success. Really enjoyed doing it. And Galen Post came and
Yep.
headhunted me
Yep.
for Miller Freeman back in the day. Miller Freeman
Yep.
was obviously number one in the world,
Yep.
and he had a portfolio of manufacturing shows, the Bobbin Show, and a bunch of magazines. And I managed to convince Galen that even though I had absolutely no experience in publishing, that not only should I take over the show portfolio he had, but he should let me run the magazines as well, which were related and integrated,
Boy, I got to
which
tell you, I
taught
give
me
you
a lot.
credit. You're good. You're good convincing people of things, right?
Yep, yep. So we did that, and that we launched Bob and World. We had the printed sportswear shows. We had 4 magazines. Had a lot of fun with that. But Miller Freeman went on the block
Yep.
and started
Yep.
getting cut up. And Galen Parson and Michael Green at that same time left to start Hanley Wood Exhibitions up, and
Yep.
they asked me if I wanted to tag along for the ride, which I did. So it was the three of us. We were the first Hanley Wood Exhibitions team,
Wow.
and in Dallas, and we put the initial, and that was when the first acquisition was the World Floor Covering Association Surfaces
Sure.
Show,
Yep.
which we did really well with that first year. And then at the same time, I'd been approached by Bob Krakoff's team to run the Magic portfolio for Avonstar.
Okay.
And much as I enjoyed and probably should have stayed with Galen and Michael, it was too big an opportunity to miss. 1 million square foot
Yeah.
every 6 months,
Yeah.
shows in New York and Vegas. So I accepted that deal and moved to Avonstar as well.
Did you have to move, or did you stay in Dallas at
Every
the
one
time?
of these things was kind of a move. I moved to Dallas for the Miller Freeman gig. I moved to LA for the Avonstar gig, and then that didn't really fit well. So my dear friend Chuck Schwartz approached me about he'd taken back over the SEMA show and working with the SEMA Association,
Yep.
and he asked me if I was interested in partnering up with them, which I was. Chuck had been a dear friend for a long time, many decades, and so I moved to Vegas, and we ran the SEMA show, which we doubled in size. We took that from a 600,000 foot show to a 1.2 million net foot show in
Yep.
5 years. Was running that before, and that was a lot of fun. We ran a lot of different automotive related shows all over the country, and certainly the most fun show, the SEMA show. There's something about having 1,600 customized cars that
Yeah. Yeah.
everything's great,
Yeah.
and so we had a lot of fun with that. And then I got approached by Messe Frankfurt to run their North American business.
And then you moved all the
Moved
way
to
across
Atlanta.
the country
Yep.
again from Las Vegas to what? Atlanta, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So
So, and you were there for what, 7, 8 years,
7 years.
right?
Yep.
At Mesa Frankfurt, right?
Mhm.
Did incredible work there as far as growing the, portfolio of events that they have. And then you decided to go out on your own.
Yep.
That's, obviously, for many of us, that's a big risk, right? But obviously you had, you were comfortable as far as, taking that risk, but kind of what motivated you to kind of, make that
Honestly,
move?
honestly, I've been an entrepreneur. I've been entrepreneurial since I was a teenager. Always, I never thought I'd end up in the big corporate world, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And and it just that sort of happened. I sort of went from from the association to the serious for-profit side with Miller Freeman, then Avenstar, and then back to the entrepreneurial side with Chuck. Basically, we had our Convex was a partnership there, and then but Messe Frankfurt offered me a great opportunity because the international side of things was something that I really wanted
Right. Yeah.
to get invested in and spawn and involved in. And Stephanie and I launched 6 shows in 6 years for Frankfurt, all of which I think are still going well. And but they are a big government owned.
Yep.
They're a big tanker. They don't move
Yep.
quickly. The big masses are not fast moving entities. And so we wanted to try something new and try something on our own and build some equity, and that's how
Yeah, but
ExpoDevCo started.
when you made the move, did you have anything, I'd like to call it, something in your back pocket, or was it basically, okay, I'm leaving, I'm gonna try to create some events on my own, or did you have partnerships already in place that you
We
kind of hit the
we
ground running?
When we launched it, we started our first partner was Clarion, and
Got it.
Simon Kimball and I had some discussions the year before, and Clarion was obviously a fraction of what it is today,
Right.
and they had no presence in North America. They were looking to obviously become what they are today, a lot bigger
Yeah.
and a lot more successful. And so we were the first ones to put boots on the ground in the US, basically on their behalf,
Right.
and started looking at some acquisitions and things, which it didn't work. We spent a couple of years. It ended very amicably, simply because at the time they were unable to really invest the way they wanted to. That obviously changed very well for them. We did the same thing with Exposition. We were
Yep.
the first boots on the ground with Exposition, and before they had subsidiaries over here, we ran the CART event for them. We helped them buy and were partners in the techno security digital forensics events that we grew, and they bought us out of just last year after 10 years working together. So yeah, we certainly had some plans or some ideas, and we had some initial partners to get things kicking off with, and then we did some show management events as well, which helped to keep the lights on and certainly helped us through COVID to some degree.
So for Exposition Development Corporation, you do approximately what, 10 events, David? 10, 11 events?
We used to. Now we're down to 4.
Got it.
We have 4. We basically, when we decided to focus just on our own events and get out of the management side. And we gave up running CISO, we gave up running some of the other share management activities. And the part in Exposition brought us back out of our partnership with them. We whittled it down to the 4 shows we currently own. We're still obviously looking at other opportunities,
Sure. Yeah.
but we're focused on building those right now.
Right. And so one of the bigger opportunities where you really, stood out for several years was, you took over the operation of CISO,
Mhm.
which, you did, you obviously did an incredible job, especially during a very trying time for the industry during COVID, right? As we all remember. And you kind of navigated us out of that, or helped navigate us out of that.
Mhm.
So from an industry standpoint, right? You're a guy that's got your finger on the pulse of the industry, what's going on out there. Um, what are the challenges that I guess, what are you excited about over the next, 24, 36 months? And what are things that, you think are going to be challenges for the industry at this stage?
Well, I think first off, I don't have my finger on the pulse anywhere near as much as I did when I was
You're being modest.
managing
Come on.
CISO, but
You're being modest.
it was, I would say, I'm a very optimistic person about the industry. Have been since I've been in it. A couple of things that I learned, early on, and certainly like with Messe Frankfurt's position, for example, they've been doing this for 800 years.
Yeah.
They don't expect anything substantial to change from the model that's going forward. When COVID hit and everything closed down, I, for one, didn't produce an event for 18 months.
Yeah.
There was obviously the usual, well, and trade shows are done, where the model will change, everything's going virtual, which
Right.
I still, virtual trade shows are oxymoron that will never take off in my mind.
Yeah.
We didn't go virtual. We didn't try to do that because we don't believe
Right.
in it. I believed and very strongly that live events face to face is the purpose of live events and trade shows, and I was confident they would come back. They came back, frankly, even faster than I think any of us had hoped they would.
Yep. Yep.
The 5-year plan happened in 2.5
Yeah.
for most shows. So, I do feel that there's a definite challenge to all of us in having to get people the results they expect and need from the shows, both
Right.
buyers and sellers. The old days 30 years ago of just people just sort of showing up and meandering
Yeah.
around for 3 days don't happen anymore.
Right.
People have less time, less commitment, less focus, less. They're also willing to plan a lot closer to the day. I think we've all seen the trends of exhibitors committing later, of attendees definitely registering later, of people getting distracted by whatever the newest, shiniest thing is, and going off. So the ROI for everybody is tougher and tougher to prove. Getting exhibitors to acknowledge their responsibility in the event, in actually preparing for a show. When I talk to exhibitors, as I try to do often, and I remind them that this is basically a temporary showroom for them, and
Yep.
that
Yep.
if they go into it having set 10 or 20 meetings up, they'll have a good experience no matter what.
Yep.
If
Yep.
they show up with no plan and no work and nothing happening, then they'll have a lot less return on it.
Yep. Yep. So you got 2 shows coming up in
Mhm.
September, right?
Yep.
What are those 2 shows and where are they?
Our independent hotel show in Miami is our 3rd year with that show. Which we've done as a partnership with Montgomery, who launched the brand originally in London, expanded it into Amsterdam and Munich as well.
Right.
So we started it here. And as it says, it's focused on the independent luxury boutique
Yep.
hotel market, very focused niche show. And then our Expo Production is our sewn products manufacturing show that we launched. Funnily enough, it's actually a launch we did in 10 years, well, 11 years ago now. One of our first shows we launched was Clarion originally. And
Wow.
we've had several partners in that show over the last decade. But right
And
now
where's that show?
it's in Mexico City, and it's actually a co-location and partnership with the FESPA organization.
Okay.
So the two shows will be co-located next month in Mexico City.
Okay.
So that's what we're focused on right now.
So you got a busy 30 days ahead of you, but I know you're busy all year long. So, but anyway, last question that I have for you,
Mhm.
right? You work with a lot of organizations, a lot of people, right? Many of them are probably mutual connections that we both have. Any mentors in the business?
Many mentors and many people I value greatly. I mentioned Galen Poss. Obviously, he gave me tremendous opportunities with Miller Freeman and Hanley Wood. Chuck Schwartz, obviously
Yep.
bringing me on as a partner at Convex and getting to run all the SEMA shows and automotive shows. They were both great friends, still are, and gave me great opportunities. And then I've, through CISO in particular, I've met a tremendous number of
Yep.
amazing people in the industry. Hervé Sedky, Doug Emsley, Greg DePalian, these are all amazingly successful folks in our industry. And I've learned a lot and enjoyed spending time with them a lot over the years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Not a bad group of people. So,
CISO, let's be honest, the CISO club is an amazing group of people.
yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Hey, listen, David, ran well over time. And I
Anytime.
and I knew that we would run over time, but I think this was a thank you for your time, and it's always very insightful, and I always enjoy having conversations with you. And it's been too long, but it's good to see you
Good to
vis-a-vis
see you.
electronically, and I appreciate it. And good luck with the two shows.
Thanks, Tim. It's good seeing you. Take care.
All right, David, take care.